This video is for lesson 113 in our 6th grade math book. We're looking at ratio problems with totals. So looking at our lesson here, in some ratio problems, a total is used as part of the calculation. So consider this problem. The ratio of boys to girls in a class was 5 to 4. If there were 27 students in the class, how many girls were there? We begin by drawing our ratio box. This time, we add a third line for the total number of students. We'll use the letters B and G to represent the actual count of boys and girls. So we have our ratio, our boys to girls. We have 5 boys to 4 girls for a total of 9. So we have B representing boys, G representing girls, and then our total is 27 students. In the ratio column, we add the ratio number for boys and girls and get the ratio number 9 for our total, and we have the 27 for the actual count. We'll use 2 of the 3 rows from the ratio box to write a proportion. We use the row we want to complete, and we use the row that is already complete. So that is our key there. We use the row we want to complete and the row that is already complete. Since we were asked to find the actual number of girls, then the row that we want to complete is our girls row. Since we know both the total numbers, we will also use the total row. The total is our complete. Our complete ratio is 9, and our total number in the class is 27. And then we can solve our proportion. So, using this information, you can see it on the page, and then I'll do it here on the board as well. If I can get the cap off this marker. There we go. So, using our column that we need to complete and our already completed one, this is going to go with our ratio of 4 to 9. Because we have 5 to 4, 5 plus 4 equals 9. Now our ratio for girls in the class is every 4 out of every 9 students is going to be a girl. And this proportion equals G to 27. So remember how our proportion reads, 4 is to 9 as G is to 27. So G is going to match 27 in the same way that 4 matches 9. So we can solve our proportion by cross multiplying. So we cross multiply 4 times 27 and 9 times G. So that gives us 9G equals 4 times 27. 4 times 27, now I have to do that in my head. Times 27 is 108. So now we have 9G equals 108. Now we have to separate G's, so we'll divide both sides by 9. 9 cancels out. 108 divided by 9 equals 12. So we are left with G equals 12. Now I know you can't see that. So we've solved our proportion. We've set up our known information with the information that we need to find out. So we have our ratio 4 to 9. 4 out of 9 students are girls. Total of 27 students, so G for girls, we're looking for our number of girls in 27. Cross multiply to solve, and we get 9G equals 108. Solve for G, and we find that G equals 12. So that means that there were 12 girls in the class. So 12 out of 27. And we could also solve the proportion in order to see if we've gotten the correct answer. So that would be 4 is to 9 as 12 is to 27. and then we would cross multiply again to solve. 4 times 27 equals 108. 9 times 12 also equals 108. 108 equals 108. So that is how we would check our proportion in order to solve it. We plug in the information that we've discovered and see if it is all equal, because remember, each side of the proportion must be exactly equal. So there were 12 girls in the class. If we had wanted to find the number of boys, we would have used the boys row and the total row to write our proportion. So let's actually check out how that would work. Alright, so using our boys row now, we're going to solve for how many boys were in our class of 27. So we're going to take our column that we need to solve with our column that we already have the complete information for. So now we're going to have 5 to 9 for the first ratio of our proportion. So 5 to 9. We're going to bring this information over as well, and we're going to have B to 27 now since we're solving for boys. So 5 is to 9 as B is to 27. Cross multiply to solve it. 9 times B is 9B. 9B equals 5 times 27. 5 times 27 is 135. So 9B equals 135. Tilt that so you can see. 9B equals 135. We'll divide each side by 9. Cancels it out, so we get B equals, and then 135 divided by 9. 4 times, we would get B equals 15. So then, B equals 15. We have 15 boys to 27 students in the class. So then to recheck our ratio, we would have 5 is to 9 as 15 is to 27. And we would cross multiply again to check. 5 times 27 is 135. 9 times 15 is 135. Another way to check it would be to reduce the fraction. So if you were to reduce 15 to 27 to lowest terms, it would reduce down to 5/9. And that's another way of checking it. Or we can do the cross multiplication way. So you can check out our other examples and solutions there. And then for your practice problems, you're going to do the same thing here. You're going to create the ratio box. So let's look at practice A. I'll keep my ratio box here, and then we'll just fill in the information. Alright, so we've got our ratio and our actual count. Let's look at our problem for problem A. Sparrows and crows perched on the wire had the ratio of 5 to 3. If the total number of sparrows and crows on the wire was 72, how many were crows? So let's fill in our information here. We have sparrows. And we have crows, and then bottom is for our total. So then for the actual count, we can use S for sparrows and C for crows, and then we can fill in our numbers. Remember that the ratio goes in order, so if it's sparrows to crows, 5 to 3, then 5 is sparrows, 3 is crows. So our ratio is 5 sparrows to 3 crows. Add 5 and 3 to get the total for our ratio. 5 plus 3 is 8. And then the actual count that we are given for birds is 72. And, okay, you are looking to find the crow answer. So I'll let you find the crows on your own. So we are going to solve the sparrows. So remember to take the column that you, actually, you know what? S can get a little bit confusing with 5. Let's do B for sparrows. We'll do B for birds. Okay, so use the column that we want to solve with the column that we already have complete information for. So using this, we have 5 to 8 for the first part of our ratio, and we have B to 72 for the second part. So 5 to 8, 5 sparrows out of every 8 birds, and then B out of 72 is our total count. So cross multiply to solve. 8 times B is 8B. 8B equals 5 times 72 would be 0. Yes, 360. So then we would divide by 8 to solve. Cancels that with the B, and that would make it B equals we would get B equals 45. Make sure you can see that there. All right, so B equals 45. So we would have 45 sparrows for 72 birds. And we can set up our proportion again in order to solve it. 5 is to 8 as 45 is to 72. 8 times 45 is 360. 5 times 72 is 360. So our proportion is equal. So go ahead and solve for the crows for that box, and then create another box to solve letter B, and then go ahead and finish the rest of your homework. So that is our lesson for today. Let me know if you have any questions whatsoever over this. I am here to answer those, and stick with it. We are almost to the end of this here, and we'll be finishing up next week. So again, let me know if you have any questions, and have a great rest of your day.